Now, from the studios of Into Tomorrow in Miami, this is ITTV.
Welcome back Into Tomorrow, tech fans. I'm Dave Graveline. Right off the bat, we want to congratulate the winner of our Berlin trip giveaway for IFA. We have notified them, but they haven't been ticketed yet, as we're still confirming complete eligibility, including being available for the IFA dates, valid passports, and so forth. So, if they don't completely qualify in the next 5 days, we will randomly select another winner, and it could be you. Stay tuned to our website at intotomorrow.com. Sony recently released a new line of cool digital cameras and some digital binoculars. Let's take a peek. Always a pleasure to have our next guest with us, and especially when he can be in studio, because he always brings cool things to share. He is, in fact, the director of the Alpha Camera Systems for Sony Electronics. Mike Kahn, always a pleasure to have you with us. Welcome back Into Tomorrow. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, David. Thanks.
Brought us some neat things. Let's talk about how, first of all, let's get into some really cool cameras that undoubtedly you're very proud of.
Absolutely. So here we have what is the Alpha Camera Systems. This is a traditional Alpha DSLR A77. This is the one that you guys actually use in your studio production. This is your camera. And right next door to it is the camera that I want to talk about today. This is the NEX3N.
It's kind of its little brother, sort of.
It's its little brother, its little cousin. Now, interestingly enough, both these cameras are Alpha Camera Systems. They are a little bit different. Certainly, size is the same. But interestingly enough, both cameras are APS-C size sensors. And I'll show you in a minute what I mean there. Both of them have a similar performance, almost identical performance, in fact. Same lenses, 16 to 50 lens here, 16 to 50 lens here. Let's talk about the sensor. The sensor is really the heart of the digital camera. So I'm going to take this lens off. This is the heart of what an interchangeable lens camera is. So this is an APS-C size sensor. I'm going to do the same thing on this fancy DSLR. When you go in and do a quick zoom close-up, look inside that APS-C size sensor inside the A77. Now let's come over and do the same thing. The same size sensor is in both cameras. So the quality of the image that comes off both these cameras is identical. But look at the size difference. And you may ask, well, why would you ever need a camera this large?
Because it looks cool.
Well, that's, we need to make sure you guys look amazingly cool in the job that you do. But also, more importantly, sometimes the professional photographer needs to be able to control things in hard buttons. So shutter control, aperture control. You can do the same control through the back of the camera.
Gotcha. So it's a lot more software oriented for other controls than this camera, where again you spin it around, you see we've got all kinds of controls here, all sorts of features. Of course, the screen will pop out as well, and you can angle that. But then, of course, the NEX will as well.
Correct. In fact, I'll show you a couple of tricks with this one. We'll set that guy aside, and I'll set him back for you in just a second. Notice that when I turn the camera on, the lens pops up. So one of the fun things you can do here, this is very similar to what we do on video cameras. You can actually control the zoom lens through a little swish here. So that's very convenient. People are used to that on camcorders, used to that on point-and-shoot cameras. If you prefer more of an SLR feel, you can actually reach up and dial it with the camera here. You can actually do it on the lens as well. Or I could set it totally manual. If I don't want to do it, I can do it manually.
And what are we talking about price-wise between these Alpha models, for example, to give our audience an idea?
This camera with that lens is $1,700, $1,800. Yeah. This camera is under $500.
Nice. And for the same quality pictures.
Same quality pictures. Cool. Amazing difference. I did show one thing I wanted to demonstrate. Why would you need to flip around the lens? Well, one of the fun things to do is take pictures of yourself.
Yes.
Now we can both get in the shot. We could take pictures. We can post it on Facebook. There we go. Both in the shot. There is built-in flash as well. Has 16 different filters that allow you to do artistic effects. For example, you can do black and white photos where you have just one color showing. For example, ladies love it when just red shows their lipstick or their red shoes.
So you can set that on the screen on the NEX and say, just show the red or just show the yellows or whatever.
Correct.
Sweet. Digital Binoculars. This is something different that we haven't had an opportunity to play with lately. Let's talk about these babies.
These are great. These are 25-to-1 digital binoculars. They're phenomenal, very lightweight. Not only do they record and allow you to see in 2D, just like regular binoculars, you can actually do it in 3D.
Wow,
you can
that's
record
amazing.
high-definition video. You can take 20-megapixel still images. They actually have a low-light gain that will allow you to see things that you can't even see in the dark with your eyesight. Now, granted, they are on the higher end of technology, but you know, Star Wars technology is pretty amazing that consumers can go out and buy this.
So how high end are these digital binoculars?
So these guys run about $2,000 right now.
Oh, here, hold on to them, Mike. I don't have that in my account at the moment. $2,000. What else can we do with this? I mean, first of all, the ability to look at things in 3D, you think, well, that's kind of life in general. Our eyes can do that. Well, not through a regular set of binoculars.
That's right. Whenever you're looking that telephoto, it tends to flatten the field of view.
Right.
So the nice thing here is the researchers at Sony were able to develop that 3D technology and then put it into a telescopic view. Then if you've ever used any large lenses, you know, the longer you go, the smaller your angle of view, the more shake you get. They put a stabilizer on it. So all this amazing technology, this is science fiction.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is stuff-
It is Star Wars.
This is Star Wars that you can buy today at your store, your electronics store. You can go out there and you can have this. Yes, this technology
if
costs
you have
money.
$2,000, right? But now, like anything
But
else with
it is
electronics, the
fun.
price
The
comes
price will come
down,
down. That's
and
right.
if you want to be an early adopter of these, you're going to pay for them.
That's right.
But no
Who's
doubt,
buying these? People who like to do, you know, private investigators, surveillance. People who, you know, maybe they live here on the coast in Florida. They're looking out. They like to look at the boats. They want to be able to zoom far away. Birders. Birding is getting popular all over the world.
Oh, I almost thought you said burglars. I was going to say, no, that's a great burglary tool.
Birders.
Birders. People who like to look at birds.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So birders, yeah, good point. They can identify all kinds of species, getting really close up, and take pictures and shoot video of them.
Correct. So a lot of them go out there and they say, you know, I saw that rare endangered species. They can actually take the photo, store it in a built-in drive. There's a memory card inside, either SD or memory stick. They can record moving video or they can record the still image. They can email it to their friends or their colleagues, say, I got the evidence. Sports. Got kids, family, friends. You're watching the game. You can actually record. Was he in? Was he out on the end zone? I've got the evidence.
And with the image stabilization, you can really follow some action sports and not have that shaky feel of most regular binoculars.
That's right. Again, this is the DEV50. We're shipping it now. It's available at Sony.com. I think this is a really neat technology for Into Tomorrow, for your fans out there to see. Really showing how Sony's kind of bending the technology, bringing tomorrow really into today.
Yeah, very true. And Mike, in addition to Sony.com, we've got another cool website to share with our audience.
That's right. If you want to know more about digital photography and how to take great pictures, takegreatpictures.com. It's really great. It's from the PMDA, the Photo Manufacturers and Distributors website. TakeGreatPictures.com really allowed consumers to learn all about how to take a better photo, and that's from many different manufacturers really interested in just getting people to understand how to take a better photo.
Well, as I hold them very carefully, I'm going to look into tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Love it. Very cool. Have you participated on our radio program yet? Did you know that you can win several fabulous prizes when you do join us? Call us anytime, 24/7. You can ask us any tech-related question. Maybe you have a tip for our audience, help for other listeners. Maybe you've had a bad technology experience and want to share a little tech rage with us. Either way, call us at 1-800-899-INTO. That's 1-800-899-4686 anytime. Or listen and participate using our free Into Tomorrow apps, available for a plethora of mobile devices. It's time to head back to some of yesterday's tech milestones. Here's Chris with This Week in Tech History.
This week in 1877, Thomas Edison finished figuring out his first phonograph. 3 months later, he demonstrated it in public for the first time. In 1896 this week, Harvey Hubble of Bridgeport, Connecticut received a patent for the pull chain electric light socket. Pull the chain and the light goes on. Pull it again and the light goes off, and so forth. And this week in 1981, IBM, or International Business Machines, introduced the Model 5150 PC. The IBM PC ran on the Intel 8088 microprocessor at 4.77 megahertz. It had 16 kilobytes of memory, expandable to 256, no built-in clock, no built-in serial or parallel ports, and no built-in video capability. It was available, however, with an optional color monitor. Prices started at around $1,500. That's our look back at This Week in Tech History, brought to you by IFA Berlin, the global innovation show for consumer electronics and home appliances. Get more info at ifa-berlin.com. If you don't already subscribe to our free once-a-week tech newsletter, what are you waiting for? Stop by our site at intotomorrow.com and enter your email address in the red box. When you get the email asking if you're sure, accept it by clicking the link and we'll bring you tons of useful information every week.
Make sure you get social with us. Stop by our Facebook page at fb.com/intotomorrow. It only takes a second to hit that like button and we love it. Also follow our official Twitter feed at IT Radio Show. We love it when you get social with us, and we often send out special prizes to our social media friends. Well, that'll do it for this episode of ITTV. I'm Dave Graveline. Stay tuned for more Into Tomorrow on the radio and at intotomorrow.com, and of course, right here. We'll see you next week.
See, you thought I was going to give you a blooper, but I didn't. Ha!